For 2 decades, the future of air combat had a clear answer: stealth fighters flown by the world's best pilots. But that answer is no longer enough. A new kind of arms race is unfolding, not for a faster jet or a deadlier missile, but for something far more disruptive. It is a race to build the perfect robotic wingman. And until last week, one aircraft stood alone at the front of that race. Now, it has a rival. At the Farnborough International Airshow on July 22, 2026, BAE Systems pulled the curtain back on a secret it had been hiding in plain sight. The aircraft is called Brontanax, which means Thunder King in ancient Greek. It is the United Kingdom's first sovereign collaborative combat aircraft, a loyal wingman drone designed to fly alongside Typhoons, F-35s, and the future Tempest fighter, and its arrival changes the strategic calculus of the collaborative combat aircraft race overnight. To understand why Brontanax matters, you first have to understand the machine it is challenging. The Boeing MQ-28 Ghostbat, developed for the Royal Australian Air Force, has been the undisputed pace-setter in loyal wingman technology. First flown in February 2021, the Ghostbat has logged dozens of test flights. It has flown in formation with F-15X fighters over the Philippine Sea during Exercise Valiant Shield. It has demonstrated the core concept: an uncrewed, AI-powered aircraft that flies ahead of a human pilot, absorbing risk, carrying extra weapons, jamming enemy radar, and acting as a force multiplier. The Ghostbat is 38 feet long, with a range of over 2,000 nautical miles. Its modular nose cone, a snap-on, snap-off payload system, lets commanders reconfigure it for surveillance, electronic warfare, or direct combat in hours. It is no longer experimental, it is operational. But the Ghostbat is an Australian-American project. For the United Kingdom, that created a strategic vulnerability. The Royal Air Force is modernizing at a breakneck pace. It has committed to becoming what it calls Europe's first 6th-generation Air Force. It has the Typhoon, it has the F-35, and it is co-developing the Tempest under the Global Combat Air Program with Italy and Japan. But there was a gap, a missing piece. Who would provide the loyal wingman? The UK could buy American, the General Atomics Gambit, the Kratos XQ-58 Valkyrie, even the Ghostbat itself, especially since BAE Systems is already a partner on the MQ-28 program, providing sensors and autonomy systems. But relying on a foreign collaborative combat aircraft means relying on foreign software, foreign data links, and foreign rules of engagement. For a nation serious about defense sovereignty, that was never going to be the long-term answer. So BAE Systems decided to build its own, in secret. The Brontanax prototype was constructed at BAE's facility in Warton, Lancashire, using the company's own research and development budget, an investment of several £100 million. Concept work began in 2022. 18 months of operational analysis, a production line, not just a one-off demonstrator. When newly appointed Defense Secretary Wes Streeting unveiled it at Farnborough, he called it a groundbreaking moment, not just for air power, but for reindustrialization. So what exactly is the Brontanax? At roughly 41 feet long with a 33-foot wingspan, it is slightly larger than the Ghostbat, about the size of a BAE Hawk trainer jet. Its design language is unmistakably stealth-oriented. Trapezoidal wings, outward-canted vertical stabilizers, a faceted fuselage, a prominent chine line, and a wedge-shaped ventral intake feeding a serpentine duct. BAE has not claimed very low observability, but the Brontanax is unquestionably a low-observable design, shaped to survive in contested airspace. The prototype flies with a Williams turbofan engine, but the production target is Rolls-Royce's Orpheus powerplant family, a British engine for a British drone. The internal weapons bay is compatible with every weapon currently in service with the Royal Air Force, including the Meteor Beyond Visual Range air-to-air missile. In terms of missions, the Brontanax is designed for electronic warfare, precision strike, and air-to-air combat. This isn't just a sensor platform or a jammer. It is a weapons truck, a flying magazine that extends the kill chain of crewed fighters. BAE Systems says the Brontanax will cost roughly 1/4 of a Typhoon, with a Typhoon estimated around $115 million per unit. That puts Brontanax somewhere in the neighborhood of $28 to $30 million. That is squarely in the same cost bracket as the American CAS, being developed by General Atomics and Anduril, and it is a critical number, because the whole point of the CCA concept is affordable mass. You cannot afford 1,000 F-35s, but you can afford to supplement your F-35 fleet with a large force of attritable, semi-autonomous wingmen that change the risk calculus of every engagement. BAE has published concept art showing a single Typhoon commanding a swarm of 4 Brontanax drones, 1 human pilot orchestrating a networked squadron. Now, here is where the story takes an ironic turn. BAE Systems, the company that just unveiled the Brontanax as Britain's sovereign CCA, is also a key partner on Boeing's MQ-28 Ghostbat, the Ghostbat's autonomous systems and sensor packages. BAE Systems, Australia has been deeply involved, so the same company is effectively competing against itself. On one side of the world, it is helping Boeing sell Ghostbats to Germany, Japan, and whoever else wants them. On the other side, it is pitching Brontanax to the Royal Air Force as the only truly sovereign option. This is not a contradiction. It is strategy. BAE Systems is positioning itself to win the CA race, regardless of who places the order. If the RAF picks Brontanax, BAE Systems owns the platform. If another nation picks the Ghostbat, BAE Systems profits from the subsystems. Either way, BAE Systems' autonomy technology, the invisible software that makes any loyal wingman work, ends up in the cockpit of the future. But Brontanax has one more surprise. Tucked into BAE's promotional material is a brief clip showing the drone operating from an aircraft carrier. The Royal Navy, under Project Vanquish, plans to demonstrate a fixed-wing autonomous collaborative platform from a Queen Elizabeth-class carrier before the end of 2027. BAE executives have confirmed they have run simulations and integration analysis for carrier operations. The Brontanax's unusually robust landing gear, twin-wheel nose unit, substantial main gear, looks designed for the punishment of arrested landings and short takeoffs. If BAE can deliver a carrier-capable Brontanax, it will be the only Western collaborative combat aircraft with a demonstrated naval pathway. The Ghostbat has no carrier variant. The American collaborative combat aircraft are Air Force programs. A Brontanax launching from HMS Queen Elizabeth would rewrite naval aviation doctrine overnight. So where does this leave the CCA race? The Ghostbat is flying today. It has years of real-world test data. It has exercised with American and Allied forces in the Pacific. It has a production line under construction in Queensland. It is the proven quantity. Brontanax is a prototype. First flight is planned for 2027. It may participate in NATO's Steadfast Defender exercise this year, but it has not yet left the ground. Its engine is not finalized. Its autonomy system has not been publicly detailed. But Brontanax was designed with 2030 threats in mind, not 2021 requirements. It is larger, built around a British sovereign technology stack, and potentially carrier-capable. It is being built on a production footing from day one, not evolved from a technology demonstrator. And it has something the Ghostbat does not: the full weight of a British government that has just committed £300 million to the Stormfighter CCA program and declared its intention to build Europe's first 6th-generation Air Force. The question is not which drone is better. Both are answers to the same fundamental problem. How do you project air power in an era when a single lost pilot is a strategic catastrophe? The answer, for Australia, for the United Kingdom, for the United States, and for every nation watching this race, is that you don't send one aircraft. You send a team, a human pilot commanding a networked swarm of machines that can be risked, sacrificed, and multiplied. This is the future the Ghostbat pioneered, and it is the future Brontanax intends to dominate. What do you think is more important in the CCA race, being first to fly, or being designed for the threats of tomorrow? Let us know in the comments below. And if you want to stay ahead of every shift in military aviation, make sure to like this video and subscribe to Military Technology. The skies are changing fast. We'll make sure you see it coming.